Hi everyone! Welcome back to MomNMeBeauty. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be doing a declutter of all of my makeup brushes. And I thought this was probably going to be a quick video, but the more I looked, the more brushes I found. So unfortunately, it's probably going to be a pretty long video. So make sure that you grab yourself something to eat, something to drink, and let's get decluttering. So this is going to be a video where I talk fairly quickly through everything, just because these are just my eye brushes for eyeliner, eyeshadow, crease work, blending, all that kind of thing. These are just the eye brushes. Then I have a whole other pile for face brushes. So I'm going to talk through really quickly what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to discard. First thing I'm going to do is grab the set of brushes that I normally use on a daily basis. So we have these unicorn brushes that I got in a set from Amazon. All of those brushes I'm going to keep. There's a whole set between eyes and face, but those three definitely going to keep. Okay, then I got to keep my two NYX soft blending or crease brushes. I'm also going to keep this one. I recently got this, I think, in a BoxyCharm. This really helps me to blend all of my shadow together. Keeping my spoolie, I use this to mix my velvetizer with my foundation every morning. This I think I'm going to keep. I recently got this too, and I think a BoxyCharm, and I love how dense it is and a little bit stiff. Use it for doing brow bone highlight. I'm definitely keeping my two Real Technique brushes. Absolutely love those. This is an e.l.f. tapered, like narrow tapered brush. I'm keeping that. I'm also keeping this one. I use this for brow bone highlight as well. This was part of that unicorn set, so I'm keeping that. This is a Wet n Wild flat brush for eyeshadow on your lid, keeping that. And this I recently got from, I think, a BoxyCharm as well. I love how dense it is. It's also for shadow on your lid, keeping that. Okay, absolutely, definitely keeping this one is my Real Techniques brush. I use this to apply shadow to lock in my primer. Alright, I am keeping this brush. This is an e.l.f. Precision brush. I use this for my waterline sometimes. I also use this e.l.f. brush for my waterline color, and this brush as well. So keeping those three. This is another Wet n Wild flat brush for lids. I'm keeping that. Alright, and then I'm going to be keeping, this is another e.l.f. small precision brush. I'm keeping this. I'm not sure who it's made by, but I use this for inner corner highlight a lot, so I'm going to keep that one. Also keeping this one. This is a NYX Cosmetics brush, and this actually works really well for blending shadow all together too, so keeping that. And then this one came in my Naked Cherry palette from Urban Decay. It's got a blending brush on one side, or a crease brush. I don't really like it so much as this end, which is great for precision inner corner highlight, so definitely keeping those. Okay, so those are all the brushes that I grab for on a daily basis over and over again. So I'm gonna guess that most of the brushes that are remaining are going to be donated and decluttered. Let's just start on one end and work our way down. So this came in that unicorn set. I don't really like it, so I'm gonna donate it. This was relatively new. I'm still trying it out. I got it in one of our BoxyCharms. I'm going to keep that one. This one came in, I think, one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills kits. I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of this Morphe brush. This was really great when it started out, but it's completely frayed and it just doesn't work as well as my NYX one, so I'm going to get rid of that one. This one is so old. I think this is an Eco Tools. I've had this for years and years and years. I never use it. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to pass along these two blending brushes, as well as one of these e.l.f. Crease brushes. Next up is another Morphe brush. I don't know what it is about these brushes, but they keep fraying on me. That one's gonna get donated. This is a Wet n Wild Precision tip, like tapered tip brush. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I think this is an Eco Tools liner brush. I have a different liner brush I like better. I'm gonna get rid of that one. This, I think, is an e.l.f. brush, and I'm not sure why, but I tried to put glitter on the end of it. I really don't remember why I did that. I think it was just so I knew it was for like highlighter or something. Anyways, I'm gonna donate it. This is also an eyeliner brush I'm going to get rid of, as well as this one. This came in one of my Urban Decay palettes. I'm going to donate that one. This is another e.l.f. tapered end. I'm going to donate that one because I'm keeping my other one. Another Eco Tools I've had for God only knows how long that I'm going to donate. And this is a Makeup Revolution that came in one of the palettes. I'm going to donate that one. Okay, moving right along. This spoolie I use on a pretty regular basis, so I'm actually going to keep that one. Next up is this Aesthetica eyeliner brush, I think is what it is, but it's just too dense, too thick, so I'm going to donate it. Then I've got this flat brush by Profusion. If I remember correctly, it just doesn't work for me, so I'm going to donate it. I've got another e.l.f. What do they call this? Professional eyeshadow brush. Doesn't work for me. It's going to be donated. Then I've got an e.l.f. contour brush. Again, just doesn't work for me. It's going to get donated. This one I'm not sure about because I have used this for brow bone highlight, but I do have those other two brushes that I'm keeping for that specific reason. I'm going to donate it. Another Morphe brush that has frayed on me. Definitely going to donate it. I've got another precision tip brush that's going to get donated. Another precision tip brush for brow bone highlight that I'm going to donate. I've got these two brushes which are supposed to be used for crease work, this one, and this one's supposed to apply your eyeshadow on your lid. I'm going to donate them. This one came with my Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. I'm going to donate that one. And then these two brushes, I think this one's by Real Techniques, and I'm not sure who this one's by, but I don't reach for them, so I'm going to donate them. Okay, next up I've got these two precision like gel liner brushes, I guess you call them. This tapered one, or this bent one at the end, this one is excellent, so I'm going to keep that one. And then this one I'm going to donate. It's an Aesthetica one, but it's straight tipped. I never used it. It's going to go. Alright, next I have several mini brushes. These are all going to get donated. One is for gel eyeliner. Another one is just I think a generic for lids and liner. Yet another liner one I'm going to donate. This one is awfully small, really. Like the brush tips are so small, I don't know what you'd use it for. We've got a flat, very small flat for lid colors. Another one that's got teeny tiny brushes on either end. Never reach for it, gonna donate it. And then this is also a liner brush, which I'm gonna donate. Okay, both of these are for your lids, and then this one right here has got another end for liner. Those are gonna get donated. This one is pretty, I mean, it's very flimsy, not very densely packed. It's kind of useless. I'm not sure why they did that. This one is a Wet n Wild for your lid. I'm gonna donate that one. This one's pretty small, the brush tip. That one's gonna get donated, as well as this one. I think this is a duplicate because it's got the liner on the bottom as well. I've got this one, which is an eyeliner brush. I'm gonna get rid of that one. This is another Urban Decay brush that came with one of my palettes. I never use it, never reach for it, gonna donate it. This brush by Profusion doesn't work for me, gonna donate it. A couple more tiny brushes. One of them has a dual end, but both ends are supposed to be used for eyeshadow. And same thing with this one, both ends are supposed to be used for eyeshadow, but the brushes are so teeny tiny. And again, teeny tiny brush, gonna donate them. This is an e.l.f. contour brush. I think I already put one in the donation pile, but second thought, I would like to keep one of them just in case. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. Then we've got an illuminator brush. I think this is supposed to be for highlighter, honestly, but I don't use it for anything, so it's gonna get donated. Next up is a teeny tiny flat brush for eyeshadow on one end and like a sponge tip applicator on the other end. Definitely gonna donate it. Next up is just a brow brush. I keep these with my eyeshadow brushes just because it's easier for me to remember where they are and I can reach for it, so I'm definitely keeping this one. This is another dual tipped one. Don't ever reach for it, gonna donate it. Next up, another dual tipped one from Laura Geller. I don't like how, I honestly don't like dual ended brushes to begin with because the way that I store them upright in containers. So I feel like whatever brush end is sitting on the bottom of the container is gonna get misshapen and destroyed and not used. So I don't like that to begin with. but I also just don't like how they apply the shadow and the liner to my eyes, so I'm gonna donate it. Okay, last group. I know I'm breezing through this, but this is because I don't want you guys to be having to sit through 45 minutes of me talking about my brushes. Okay, this one is supposed to be for like inner corner highlight. Gonna donate it. This is an e.l.f. brush. Honestly, it's broken, so I'm probably going to toss it out. It's like gonna snap off right there. I could probably glue it together, but they're pretty inexpensive, so yeah, I'm gonna throw that one out. This one I recently got in a BoxyCharm. I'm still testing it out, so I think I'm gonna keep it. It's supposed to be for blending. This one, Bare Minerals, I never reach for, I never use, so actually, now that I think about it, yeah, no, I'm gonna donate it because I never reuse it. This one though, I sometimes will use it to blend in my concealer underneath my eyes, and it also works really well to apply like precision concealer underneath your brows if you need to. It's a great tapered end, it's pretty densely packed and stiff, so yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. This one's by e.l.f. I think this is actually a highlighter brush now that I think about it, but it's just too small for a highlighter for me, and I don't use it any other way, so I'm gonna donate it. This one is like a stipple end brush. I don't know what you're supposed to apply to your eyes with it. I don't get it. It says shade and blend, but it's a stipple brush, so I'm gonna donate it. Next up, this came with that other green handled one that I got in a BoxyCharm. This actually does work pretty good to apply inner corner highlight, so I'm gonna keep it. And last but not least, we have yet another shadow brush for your lid. I'm going to donate it. All right, so this is my pile of face brushes. I told you it was enormously immense, the amount of brushes that I had. So we're gonna, again, try to breeze through these just like we did with the eye brushes. Now, while I was bringing my face brushes over here so that I could sort through them, I ended up finding this little stowaway. This is a Wet n Wild shadow brush or crease brush. I absolutely love this for blending, so I am gonna keep that one. Okay, now let's attack the face brushes. Again, as I was bringing them over here, they kind of got mixed in. So my normal process of grabbing the brushes that I know that I use time and time and time again is not gonna work this way because they're kind of like all just jumbled together. So I'm just gonna start grabbing brushes on one end and work my way down that way. Okay, to start off with, this fan brush for highlighter. I don't use fan brushes for highlighter, so I'm gonna donate it. Next up is this e.l.f. powder brush. I don't like it very much because it kind of like absorbs powder. You can see all the powder that is coming out of here. Oh, and little disclaimer, a lot of these brushes, especially the ones that I use on a daily basis, I have not cleaned, so please pardon the dirtiness of them. They are gonna get cleaned very soon. But in any case, I don't like how it just absorbs powder and it's not very dense. It doesn't apply it to the face very well, so I am gonna donate it. All right, next up is this brush. I got this in a BoxyCharm recently. I absolutely love this for applying bronzer across the forehead, so I'm gonna keep that one. Next up is this e.l.f. sculpting face brush. It just does not apply the blush the way I thought it was supposed to, so I'm gonna donate it. And this is an e.l.f. contouring brush. I've got two contouring brushes that I use over and over and over again, and heads and tails beats this one, so this one's gonna get donated. Okay, next up is this e.l.f. powder brush. Don't use it, gonna donate it. Then I've got this True Beauty brush. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. I use this every single day to apply powder underneath my eyes to set my concealer. It gets into the contours of my eye sockets so well, applies the powder. Oh, absolutely love it, so I'm keeping it. Next up is this Real Techniques brush. Not gonna use it, don't reach for it. Next is this Ulta brush. I think this came with a kit that we got. I don't use it, it's gonna get donated. Then I've got this Crown powder brush. Don't use it, gonna donate it. All right, got an e.l.f. Highlighting brush. I don't use it, gonna donate it. Okay, these two brushes, one is by, I'm not sure, it says Full Flawless Face. Oh, Bare Minerals. Oh, they're both Bare Minerals brushes. They're both powder brushes. I used to use them, but I found other brushes that work better for me, so I'm gonna donate them. Next up, I keep this with my face stuff. This is an e.l.f. face mask applicator. It does really work well if you've got a face mask that comes in like a jar or a container that you have to apply with your fingers. So instead of getting your fingers dirty with a mask, you use this. It works so well, so definitely keeping that one. Next up is this brush by Lux. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I actually use this for highlighter sometimes, so as you can see, there's some highlighter on that side, so I'm going to keep it. This e.l.f. brush I used to use for concealer under my eyes, but I'm going to donate that one as well as this brush as well. I used to use this to apply my my concealer as well, so I'm going to donate them both. Okay, so now I've got these two stipple brushes. I honestly don't like this one with the green handle. It just doesn't, I think that it's too flared out with the tip, the bristles, so I'm going to donate it. And then this stipple brush, I really need to learn how to apply liquid and cream highlighters. And one of you viewers actually gave me a really good tip. I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but she told me to apply the liquids and the creams with a stipple brush, and it'll apply better, blend in better. So I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to keep trying until I get it right. Alright, next in line, I have got this Wet n Wild face brush. I think I used to use it to apply cream or liquid foundation. Definitely going to get rid of that one because I use my Clarisonic. This stipple brush by e.l.f. I don't like it as much as the other one that I'm keeping, so I'm going to donate it. This Real Techniques brush actually works pretty well for applying blush, so I think I'm going to keep it for that. Next up is this Mark brush that I thought I was going to use to apply concealer at one time, but I never reached for it. I'm going to donate it. These two brushes, this one was supposed to apply contour, but it doesn't work very well at all. It's by e.l.f. This one is by Bare Minerals. It's a face brush that I got when I first purchased their Bare Minerals powder. It's pretty old and flared out, so I think I'm actually going to toss that one. And this brush I also got from BoxyCharm and Lux. This also works really well for applying highlighter, so I'm going to keep it. Alright, these tapered brushes that are supposed to be for contour just don't work for me. I'm going to get rid of them. This brush as well, which I think was supposed to be for foundation, is going to get donated. This e.l.f. brush, powder brush, I don't reach for anymore. I used to use it all the time for powder, but I've got other brushes I like better, so it's going to get donated. And then this one I also used to use for foundation. That one's going to get donated, as well as this dual-ended Beauty Ingenuity brush, going to get donated. Okay, this brush right here. So there was a thing last year where a lot of the YouTube beauty gurus were suggesting you get one of these like really narrow on one side, very wide on the other dimension contouring brushes. I found mine on Amazon, and I tried it, and I could not get my contour to apply correctly using this brush. So I am going to donate it. However, Emma would like to try it, so it will be donated to her. Next up is another fan brush for highlighter. Don't use those, gonna donate it. This huge, immensely huge powder brush I don't use anymore, so I'm gonna get donated. This is my everyday blush brush. It is by Bare Minerals. It is unbelievable. I'm sorry, not Bare Minerals. I think this is an It Cosmetics brush. In any case, this brush is fantastic. It applies my blush so nicely and evenly. You can just see the pink tone to the bristles. When I clean it, the ends of it is completely white. So it's just a fantastic blush brush. Definitely keeping that one. This brush is kind of useless to me. It is extremely dense, very short bristles, not at all useful to me. I'm gonna donate it. This brush, oh my gosh, I searched heaven and earth when they first came out with this line. This is an e.l.f. brush. I really wanted to get my hands on this brush because you see all that texture underneath there, and it also is supposed to be contoured to like, oh there you go, contoured to your cheekbone. So I searched heaven and earth to get my hands on it, and then when I actually did use it, it just didn't work for me. It just would not apply the product correctly for me. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to part ways with this brush. Alright, this Real Techniques brush I use every single day for my highlighter, just about, if I'm not using one of those other ones by Lux. Definitely keeping that one. This is one of my 2 everyday contouring brushes. I either use this one or another one that I will show you shortly. So definitely keeping that one. It's really great to apply contour under the cheekbones. This is a powder brush that came in that unicorn set from Amazon that I was talking to you about. I do use this to apply like bronzer to my forehead from time to time. It's pretty good, so I'm gonna keep it. Next up is this small tapered brush by e.l.f. I don't use it. I'm going to donate it. I apologize for my dog in the background. She is currently looking out the window and barking at all the snow. Alright, next up is this Heavenly Luxe powder brush. I honestly don't use it, don't reach for it, so I'm going to donate it. And another tapered brush. Like, I don't know why I thought these tapered brushes would apply my bronzer really well. They just don't, so I'm gonna get donated. All right, we're getting down towards the end. This is a Bare Minerals or Bare Essentials powder brush. I think it was supposed to be used to apply that powder foundation. I don't reach for it, I don't like it, I'm gonna donate it. A fan brush to apply highlighter, gonna donate it. This is by Crown Beauty. I think it was intended to apply highlighter, but it's just too densely packed and it applies the highlighter in my face so that it's blinding, and that's not something I like, so I'm going to donate it. This I use every single day. This is by IT Cosmetics. It is used to densely apply powder, or you can use it for like powder foundations. I use this today to apply a powder foundation, so yeah, I'm absolutely going to keep this. I use it every single day. Alright, next up is my absolute favorite every single day contouring brush, and I recently got this a couple weeks ago. This is by Wet n Wild Beauty. The tip of this is much more precise. Let me show you. So this is the unicorn contouring brush I'm keeping, and this is the Wet n Wild. You can see the Wet n Wild is much thinner, but it's much more densely packed as well than this one. This one does still apply the contour great, but I'm finding that I'm reaching for this a lot more just to get like a cut cheekbone. So I'm keeping them both, but this is the one I use every single day by Wet n Wild Beauty. Next up is another IT Cosmetics brush. This is kind of like the mini version of that other one that Emma's keeping. Didn't work for me, so I'm going to donate it to Emma. Alright, last set, ladies and gents. Alright, this is a powder brush by EcoTools. I don't use it, gonna donate it. Next up is another powder brush by Crown Beauty. I think I tried using this a couple of times to apply the contour, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't remember the results. So they couldn't have been like, wow, oh my god, life-changing results. But I don't remember it being so awful that I didn't want to touch it again. So I think I'm going to keep it and just try it a little bit more. Alright, next up is another one of those brushes that came in that unicorn set. This I used to use to apply my powder until I got that IT Cosmetics brush. It's very densely packed. It's tapered on the end. It's not nearly as big as the IT Cosmetics one, but it does do the job, so I'm going to keep it. Alright, next up is a brush that I used to use to apply my liquid foundation. It's by Avon. I'm going to donate it. And the last brush is yet another one of these tapered brushes that I thought was going to apply my contour and just flawlessly, and it doesn't, so I'm going to donate it. Alright everyone, our brush declutter is over. It's done and over. We got through it. So the container on the left is all the brushes that I'm going to be donating or tossing out if they're broken. I think there were only 2 that were broken and that I do have to get rid of. Otherwise, the rest of them are going to get donated. And then this is what I'm keeping. And I'm really happy about this because like I had 3 containers. Let me show you. I had these 2 containers, plus I had this container that was full of brushes, and then I had a bunch in another container, yet another container upstairs. Like they were splayed everywhere. And now that I'm getting rid of all these brushes that I don't use and that maybe somebody else can get some good use out of it, I'm very, very happy with that result. So yeah, these are all the brushes that I'm donating, and these are all the brushes that I'm gonna keep and that I use every single day. I've only got maybe 2 or 3 that I don't use every day but are backups, so very pleased with that. And that is it for my brush declutter. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. It seems like you guys really do enjoy these declutter videos, so I will continue to bring them to you from time to time. If you would like to check out my other declutter videos, I will link that up here in the cards for you and also in the description bar below, so check that out if you are interested. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you give me a like down below and hit that subscribe button and then the little bell that is right next to it so you're notified every time we upload a new video. We do upload twice a week. My daughter and I have Mom and Me Mondays, and then on Thursdays is either Teen Take with her or Mom Moment with me. In the comment section below, let me know what you'd like to see me declutter next. I have recently done foundations and eyeshadow palettes, but there is some room for me to do all of those all over again. So just let me know in the comment section below what you'd like to see me declutter next. We have had several new subscribers here in the last several weeks, so welcome to you if you're new here. If you think your family and friends would get some great benefit out of our content here on YouTube, please do share us with them. And we would love to see our community here on YouTube continue to grow. Please make sure you connect with us on Instagram under MomNMeBeauty and with my daughter Emma under Emma_N_2004. She also has a Pinterest account with that same username. Thank you again so very much for watching. I hope you made it to the end of the video, and I can't wait to see you in our next Mom and Me video. Bye everyone.